27 minutes now past 7 o'clock. It's BBC Radio Guernsey for a Tuesday morning. Now remember the last time you travelled to far-off lands? A few injections, maybe a quick check from the doctor to make sure you're in tip-top condition before you go. Just imagine the sort of jabs you need for a trip to Mars. Well, Guernseyman Ben de Jersey Moore has just been for a medical for his trip of many lifetimes to Mars. You may recall he came in to tell us about his ambition earlier on this year. From 200,000 that applied, he's now down to the last 700. He's got an interview to go through yet, but he's with us now. Don't worry, this isn't an interview as such. Not for Mars, anyway. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Just first of all, tell us how your reaction when you found out you were down then to the last 700.
Well, it was. It was surprising, but by that point, I knew I was already in the running, and I was expecting a certain number to be taken out by medical needs and change of circumstances. After all, having a child could certainly change your perspective on things, and that's happened in a few cases. So I was expecting a certain number of those in the running to drop out for various reasons, yeah.
So you're one step closer, in fact 2 steps closer, because you're on that short list and you've been through the medical as well. Tell me what the medical was like.
Well, it's very much in line with that you'd expect for a commercial pilot. Had a big emphasis on eyesight, but also on general health. They did a background history for medical issues such as cancer. That's one of the main concerns for going to Mars, after all. They need to have people which are bulletproof, effectively. You need people which are very healthy and aren't going to come down with something en route.
And that medical was undertaken here in Guernsey?
It was, yeah. Mars One sent through a criteria which in many ways was similar to that taken by commercial pilots, but with a few extras on there as well.
And tell me how things have changed in your your mindset since we last spoke.
Well, it's encouraging me to go forward for other things as well. I've been looking at various bits of study. I've been doing a lot of online study with edX to try and broaden my scientific base. I've got a degree in biology, and I've been trying to build on that through chemistry with edX. But also in terms of sport, I'm a very keen swimmer, and I've joined local swim clubs, and I'm starting to really get into my training. But I'd love to swim from Guernsey to home, and generally trying to improve my level of fitness.
Is all that going to help you then?
I believe so. I think mostly from the standpoint of personal discipline. If I can show them that I have the discipline and the self-directed discipline to pursue a goal and achieve that goal, I believe that's going to help me.
And you're still very much of the belief that you are on your way to Mars?
Absolutely, yeah. I saw the first lander they're going to put down there, an unmanned robotic lander, and that was sitting in a Lockheed Martin display, and seeing the actual mock-up of it, waiting for waiting for it to be manufactured in truth, and sent in 2018. So really, it's starting to become real. You're seeing real physical artefacts being created by them.
What's the next step for you then?
Well, it's going to be an interview. They've split Europe into 3 regions. So we've got Northern Europe, Western and Eastern. I'm not exactly sure where the UK fits in that. I believe Northern Europe, but I go before a selection committee, and I make my case, and they look at my background. And if I go forward on that, there'll be a further series of tests and trials, and they generally try and start to increasingly stress test you, because part of the way they wish to do it is they select people which have the raw criteria, and they're looking much more at the mental framework of the person, and then from that, when you're on the training thing, they put you under tremendous pressure, and then maybe you quit, basically. That's how they intend to do it.
And how confident are you about that stage? Have you got the mental ability?
Well, the thing is, training for 9 months and then spending 3 months in an isolated environment, maybe in a desert, in a simulated Martian colony, with a limited number of people under tremendous training stress, working pretty much all the time, apart from when I'm sleeping. I think I'm really going to have to sort of suck it and see at that point and find out what I'm really made of.
Well, come back. It's been fascinating to hear your story so far. Will you come back and tell us how you get on?
Absolutely.
Smashing. All right, thanks for talking to us this morning. Ben de Jersey Moore there, who's the Mars 1 candidate from Guernsey.